dad used to, he after whipping me, made me stand in the corner with my arms out on one leg.
That's why you so fast. That's why you fast.
And he'd be like, I don't want to see them arms come down. The arms come down, he said, the arms come down, I'm putting the book in.
Hey, your little chicken legs got inner strength in it. That's why you so fast.
And that's why you're so well balanced.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Wonder where that speed came from.
And if your arms came down, he said he
He
would
never-
put a book in your hand.
Yeah, he ain't never make us stand on one leg, but he made us stand. He made us stand in the corner with our arms out, with books in our hand,
I remember we
off
was,
the dribble.
I remember we was on Strathmore, so back in the '80s.
Fatherhood has been great and challenging throughout the years for myself because times are changing. You got to implement different tactics, but like you, I grab from my elders and implement what was taught to me in certain times. And other times I go off of, common sense. Mainly I go off common sense. If it's not logical, then yeah, you don't have to see me, young man. You don't have to have a conversation. And depending on what you did, yeah, I might have to grab you.
You just said one of my favorite words. Logical.
Yeah. Because if it's not logical, then what are you doing? And why are you doing it? If it don't make sense, what are you doing? And why are you doing it?
Gotta be right.
What is you trying to get out? What's the end result?
This doesn't add up.
Right. And I'm the real lesson I'm teaching my sons this year. Every year I try to teach them something different. Last year it was accountability. This year it's, pardon my French, but covering your own ass. No matter in what scenario, cover your own ass.
Put a pin in it. See why? When I was on supervision, way back in 1973, there was a sign in the office, inspection office. I was an inspector, and it's C.Y.A. Cover your ass.
Yeah.
That's back in 1973.
Yeah, got
At
to.
Chrysler.
Got to. Because if you don't, you liable to get fired. And it ain't even your fault.
And it still works.
Yeah, it do. Yeah, and the year before accountability, it was responsibility. So every year I try to teach them something that's a core value that they are going to take with them when they go outside.
That's right.
Today, tomorrow, next year,
Right.
and when they start their own family. Because you're going to need that.
Sure is.
You got to be responsible.
Of
Because you
course.
got lives on your watch. They look to you. Like when things hit, when shits hit the fan, Alicia, Victor, Jason, Alan, they looking at me. Like, how we gonna get out of this jam? So it's like, yeah, you gotta be in the right mind. You gotta have a plan. And be able to, keep your head on the swivel because life throws you curveballs.
Every day.
Oh man, I've been hit with so many curveballs that I just not see coming.
At some point, you get to a point you want to say, what next? But you're scared to say what next.
Yeah, because here
comes the next.
How has fatherhood been for you, Michael? Because I know you got a different tale.
It's been, it's been good for me as far as, the type of young lady she's grown into. And she's very intelligent. And
Shouts out to McKay.
she's very intelligent. She can express herself. She's extremely shy. Me and her talked about that today. And I was like, man, that's something you'll outgrow because I was shy. But as you get older, you start being more confident. You'll be more confident in things.
She only what, like 12, 13?
13.
13 years, so she ain't came out that shell yet. She still got about 3, maybe 4 more years before she
All
can
depends
come
on
out that shell.
The only thing I
the
kind of
person too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
the only thing I wish is that I could spend more time with her because she lives in Georgia and I'm here. The only time I see her is summertime and sometimes in between. You know, so it was like I wish I could see her more and be more because next she's going into the 8th grade. She'll be, you know what I'm saying. Then
She's
after that,
almost in high school.
she'll be in high school.
Yeah, she told us that she's interested in getting in the band. She likes the clarinet. So now, once she get in the band, she's gonna get a big group of people at all times. So that'll help bring her out of that shyness.
Right.
Or that definitely will draw her out
Oh, yeah.
when she get in the band. Oh yeah.
She's she ain't came out of the shell fully, you know what I'm saying?
I didn't come out my shell until I was about 16. I was shy. I didn't get my confidence until I was 16.
But it's good to see her, grow over the years and get older. It's like, I'm like, wow, she's tall, so she's gonna be, she almost up there with me. It's like at 13, it's like, yeah. You learn how to start playing some ball, put your ass in the WNBA. You know what I'm saying? Start working you out.
There's one
I don't know,
thing.
she used to do gymnastics.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
She used to do gymnastics.
Yeah, you can tell her body, the way she walks, you can tell that she has been in gymnastics because the way she carries herself. There was one thing I think that you should bring up on that about being a father, a husband, a man, is when you were in, when your brother-in-law was in the drug scene, they tried to get you involved. The reason you didn't get involved. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, that's just one scenario about. I had an opportunity to get into the drug business, and bottom line is I turned it down, and because I was married with children, and I knew a little bit about the drug business, and I knew if I went down, what's going to happen to my family? I think it's all about, who's going to take care of them?
Choice.
So I turned the man down, and this guy was in the mafia.
You got something in common, Papa.
And then another time, wait a minute, I was about to join the Black Panthers back in 1968. And
Mikey should have remembered.
and then that Democratic convention was held in Chicago, and y'all know the story about that, Bobby Seale and
Mikey should remember that.
H. Rap Brown and all them guys. Anyway, a bunch of the Black Panthers got killed. About 3 or 4 of them got killed, and the rest of them went to jail. This was I was about to jump because this was at the height of the Black Power movement, and I wanted to get involved.
Yeah, Eisenhower, that was his
And I said, and when that happened at that convention, I said, the FBI is on the Black Panthers, like
CIA too.
So I said, if I go down, what's gonna happen to my family?
Hoover.
So that stopped me from.
Yeah. I said Eisenhower, J. Edgar Hoover. Yeah, part himself. Yeah, J. Edgar Hoover. He made it his personal duty to dismantle
The Black Panthers. Yeah. So having a family and my responsibility that I felt toward me raising this family, I brought them in this world, my duty to take care of them. It kept me from joining the Black Panthers, and it kept me from getting into the drug business. Because I did not want my family to go down.
Mike kept me out of it. I had one issue in my very young age. A lot of people don't know this. But, one of the neighborhood dope dealers put a lot of cash in my hand and told me to hold it for me. And when you come back later on, you're going to receive it. that was how they pull you in. That's their initiation.
Mm-hmm.
Mike he saw it, and after Mike, yoked me up, shook me a little bit, let me know what was going on. Then took the money and went, found the drug dealer, put the money in his hand, and told him to leave me alone. Don't never speak to me again. So Mike stopped me from that fork in the road. I didn't have to make that decision for myself. It was made for me. So I appreciate you for that as well, Michael.
And that's because one, well, it's many reasons. You're my brother, one. Two, I love you. Three, I looked at it like, if I ain't never get involved in it, you shouldn't either.
That's right.
Yeah, this was 93.
You know,
That's right.
because
So I'm like 11.
when I was in McKenzie, I had dudes, dudes that roll back in the day. That's what they called it, rolling.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I had dudes, approach me, ask me did I want to roll, phone, make a couple $100 and shit, you know what I'm saying? You be able to get you some shoes, whatever. And I was like, man, I can't do that. My mama would kill me.
Sure would.
I was scared. I was more scared of my mama than them.
She sure would.
Okay, because my mama used to always say, "You're not gonna do no drugs up under my roof or
That's
sell
right.
no drugs."
Now you're going to bring it in my house.
I'll kill you. I brought you in this world. I'll take you out.
I know that.
That's what my mama used to say.
That was her brother.
Yeah.
That was her.
And I was
Yeah.
terrified. I told them dudes, man, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Never.
That little short woman with
And I
the
bet you
I
have
never even
never
associated
regretted
with
that
it.
decision.
Nope.
I never even
So,
associated with people
No.
that did that.
So Papa, when
You
Alan,
did it, sold it.
When
You
Alan-
couldn't be my friend
when
if you
Alan
sold
had that
crack.
money-
You couldn't be my friend.
Alan had that money, and I'm like, where you get the money from?
I told you.
Who? No, you gotta get that back.
Yeah. I'm waiting for him to come back around the corner.
I'm like, oh no, we gonna take it to him.
You just told me to hold it for him.
My Lord.
No, and I wasn't even scared. I really didn't care.
Big wide. Man, big wide. I didn't even count it.
This is my brother. Stay away from him.
You see, a lot of things you don't know.
Good looking out. Good looking out for your kid.
That's
Good looking
right.
out. That's
He
what a
said
big
my
brother's
life.
supposed to do.
I always
And
do
more,
that as he
and
said.
more,
I
and
always
more
took up
look
for
out
Nick
for
and
one
Alan.
another.
I always took up.
And more looks out for each other, like that. But then you got to look at the home. If
Yeah,
the
that
parents
was the
was
one
on
only
drugs
time I've
and
been
they
coached with that.
They couldn't do anything.
Like,
but
I
you had a mother
Well, when I
I
got
always,
old
I
enough,
always looked
that
after Nick and
lived. You
Alan.
had a mother
You know what I'm
that
saying? 'Cause
believed in it, and you had a daddy that believed in it.
when I got
You
old
ain't
enough to
bring
think for
no mess here.
myself, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying,
like
and
that.
make logical decisions,
Yeah.
that's when I got approached with the gang.
I caught Alan skipping.
And I was like, no, I'm like, gang, the gang thing ain't really for me, especially if y'all gotta jump me in order for me to be in it. That's not a good selling point to me. That's a deal breaker to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, nah, I'm cool. I'd have been jumped enough just in schools that I ain't like that. So no, I'm good. So
Mm-hmm.
I ain't necessarily have to be in the game to be friends with individuals.
Guys had some
So I
good bringing
never,
up.
the gang
Good
world
bringing
never
up.
was appealing to me.
Yeah.
I knew friends that was in gangs. They never really tried to get me to join their gang. They asked why I wasn't in the gang. When I told them exactly how I just articulated, they respected it. It was like, all right, you just cool.
Well, I was never in a gang or tried to be recruited by a gang other than that mafia guy. I'm talking about growing up, like you guys are talking about growing up, right?
You got approached by a wise guy.
Yeah. I got chased by a gang a couple of times, but they couldn't catch me.
Oh, I've been chased. I've been chased.
I was too fast.
I've been shot at
Yeah.
over a game of basketball. Detroit has been very, very.
You just, all right.
Growing up in Detroit.
Yeah, growing up in Detroit has been like my shirt says, man. If you make it here,
You can make it.
you can make it anywhere on the planet.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's Detroit.
Anywhere.
Here. Yeah, it's listening to you men and all
That's my
three of you
next one.
fathers and great fathers. That's what makes me feel so good and proud. But one thing that Parker said, your granddaddy said, that he believed in family because he came from a family that was very dedicated family. You had to be together always. His father, grandfather, both father, his father and grandfather Parker and grandfather Gibson, they both believed in family.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what
that's my
they,
philosophy.
that's why he believed in all the kids come on over there, they could be running around like that and do just like your daddy.
Remember, I told you made me remember Redmond and Daddy
Oh.
talking in the basement, the house next door where mom and dad's house.
Get me started.
We used to, the basement where we used to party down there.
Every week.
It was a party going on down there one time. This was, we had just got married. Me and your nana and my brother and his wife, my younger brother, all of us were married and had kids. So there was a party going on, basement full. And I'm sitting at the bar, like this is my father behind the bar. And this guy named Redmond, he's sitting on that side, and I'm sitting next to Redmond. And I'm listening to them talk. And Redmond looked at my father and said, Mr. Parker, you're a rich man. My daddy started laughing. He said, rich? He said, man, I'm broker. He made a joke. Broker than so-and-so and so-and-so. And Redmond said, look around. You got all your kids here,
Yeah.
your
All your
grandkids,
kids
your wife.
here.
Everybody's healthy, having a good time. He said, you a rich man, Mr. Parker.
Culturally rich.
I never forgot that. That stuck in my ear. And I looked around while he was telling my father all this. I was looking around the basement and seeing.
The generations. Yeah.
I was seeing what Redmond was seeing. God bless him. So he's not with us anymore. He's long gone, but he made me see something. And this had to have been early in our marriage because I know Gwen, Jerry, Vincent, they were all little toddlers then. And we were all over there in the basement.
Dad as a kid. Oh man, my fondest memory of great grandpa is playing catch in the yard.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like 87, 88,
Yeah.
Yeah.
with the old brown mitt he had. I think it was like a third baseman's mitt, I believe.
Yeah.
That boy was so old and worn.
Yeah, I remember that.
It still had his
Yeah.
name in it, so I believe it was from his childhood because it had his name inside of it. And it was old, and the leather was all worn out and cracked and all that, peeling off. But he still would toss that softball with him.
Yeah.
And that's the memory I will die with. A great grandpapa. I remember that.
Okay. I didn't know you remembered.
Oh yeah. That's actually like one of the last memories I do have of him.
All right. That's good. That's why
It's like an extra.
and here's another thing about fatherhood. Going back to your original question, I try to do things that will specifically leave an impression on them that when they get to be adults, they'll have memories of me, like what you guys are sharing right now. But I do things like that intentionally to make an impression on them.
Yeah, like I know Alan will remember you coming to his games, and he played for the Warriors, for the Panel League.
Oh yeah.
And that name coming out for his games. I bet he will take that to his grave.
I just want to say,
Some of them I've taken to the game. Some I went fishing, took them fishing. And I get this. I got this from, like I said, watching her dad and my dad. Like growing up in Galveston, Texas again. My dad used to take us fishing. I mean, we were surrounded by water, fishing, and took us hunting a few times. So getting out in the outdoors with your kids. And then I noticed when I got married and we had our kids, Vincent, Jerry, and Gwen specifically.
Okay.
Remember your father used to take them to the bird farm?
Yeah.
There was something
The
up
older
in Canada
ones, right. They
called
took
the
them.
bird farm.
Right.
That was the annual event with him.
Right.
So from him I learned to have annual events
Hmm.
that make them remember certain things. An annual event.
Is that
Every year we go in here. Every year we go in there.
was that the same place me and Art used to go to
Always,
the
he
church?
took it to the bird farm.
The bird sanctuary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bird
I remember
sanctuary.
that.
You
Okay,
didn't go
my-
out because you,
Okay,
Your
yeah.
Jens
father
were too
was the
small.
one
Jens was too small.
who
Your-
took, it was up in Canada.
Granddaddy used to take you, Vincent, Gwen, and all of them to the bird farm, at bird sanctuary. I
Yeah, it
never
was always
mind
around
you.
October, right?
Yes.
October.
Yes,
I
yes.
Because I
It was
remember
always at the
when
bird
they
farm.
used to give us donuts and
Too small.
cider.
Donut,
Apple
that's
cider or
what,
something?
apple cider and donuts, that's what y'all
Yeah,
had.
I
Y'all
remember
had
that. I remember them days. Wow, well,
Yeah. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
a lot
going
of
to the
things.
bird sanctuary.
Another annual event I had with the kids when they were little growing up, taking them to the cider mill every October. That was one of them, like 32 Mile in DeQuinda or
That
something.
was you took, the only thing, the only
Yeah,
one,
straight up DeQuinda.
only one you took was Arthur, Mikey, and Tremaine. Those three,
No, what about Gwen and Jerry?
yeah, Gwen and Jerry didn't go as many places. You took those three a lot of places, because I took
To the
three.
cider,
of
I'm
them.
talking about to the cider.
The cider mill. They might have all went that first time, but you took them more than they took Gwen and them. You took
But
them.
anyway, the idea
Because I used
is
to take them to the movies.
have some annual events
Oh, yeah.
that will be engrossed and embedded in their minds.
Oh yeah, I do that every year. I do the vacation thing every year, and I rotate it. You know what I'm
That's good.
saying? 1 year me and the Queen goes, and then the following year it's the family thing. Like last year, me and the Queen went to New York. This year, the family went to Georgia. We went to LJ, Georgia.
That's good.
So next year it'll be me and her.
That's good.
Yeah.
Have a trip every year. That's good.
Like I did something out the box one year. I took the family to Niagara Falls on Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving here, but it's not Thanksgiving there. So, you know what I'm saying? That was kind of, it was awkward for them.
You went through Canada?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
where your mom and dad,
Yeah.
After,
they went to
we took
Canada, they
Ambassador
went to
Bridge,
Niagara Falls.
You
Your
have
mother
any
and
idea
father
how,
went to Canada at
and
least
made the 4-hour
100
trip.
times.
you have any idea how many times your mom and dad went to Niagara Falls?
Yeah.
It was their annual trip for about,
They
what,
went-
5 or 6 years?
Not 5 or 6,
Oh,
about
Mom, she used to
15 or
take
20.
me.
They went to,
Every year.
As a matter of fact, the last
they
3
could have
years
went
of her
with their
life,
I
eyes
went to
closed.
the-
me and Mom went every year, at least twice a year.
Mhm.
The last 3 years of her life.
I went 2 of those times, Papa, when they used to go.
Don't hit you.
I did. Shoot, Art went with us 1 year. Art went with us.
Rest with the
It was
ancestors,
me.
Rhonda.
It was me, Art, and Mary Kay.
Right. So
Mary
what?
Kay was young. She was a teenager.
Mary
You know
Kay
what I'm
was the
saying? She
baby
was like
out of the thing.
15, 16.
She was the babysitter while everybody slid out and had fun.
Mary Kay was a
They
teenager.
had such a, such a beautiful time, but I have always thought about one great thing about your mother. Your mother was mainly was on her kids.
Yeah,
She
was involved.
believes in
I was
them.
involved. She came to my
Right, she
game.
believed in you making sure you graduate.
She came to a couple of my
That-
practices.
Oh yeah,
She was
and
involved.
make sure you study. She said that's what she believed in, and I think that your your granddaddy, your papa and her were so close together, involved in, in a situation like that, cause they both like school. She could have went to college for 20 years, and so can your papa. Now, cause they both like school. She studied. She wanted to be a police officer. She went to
she did.
she joined up for the police officer.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Earlier in the conversation, but to cover your own ass.
That's right.
The reason why she didn't make the force was because she got in trouble for driving a stolen car and she didn't know that the car was stolen.
And
She went to the grocery store.
Right, and they had
Came back home with groceries and the cop followed her home and cuffed her and took mom to jail. It was on Collinwood.
I was over Papa.
Really?
I was over y'all house.
I know.
That was Christmas Eve.
I remember.
Yep.
That was Christmas Eve.
Yeah,
That was the
Mama
year.
went to jail.
That was the year I got the tear drum.
That was
the tear drum.
That was the one and only time my mama got arrested.
And your aunt.
Yeah, and because it was still on her record, it was supposed to be expunged, but
Right.
it wasn't. And it was still on her
Because she
record.
was trying to go along with
and it
your
stopped,
auntie.
and it stopped her.
Your
She did
grandma.
all the
What's
tests,
her name?
the
What's her
physical
name?
training, the psychological
Yeah.
tests, all that.
She was trying to get in there because see your godmother and her and your aunt and her were so close and everything.
Yeah.
But Rhonda she really wanted to be a police officer really bad. That because she wanted to make sure that she wanted everybody to be right and do right, like that.
And
She
at
didn't
that
back
time,
down from nobody.
Janet was a cop at that time.
Yeah, John was
Around
a
that
cop.
time.
Yeah, and Janice.
Yeah.
So because Janice and her met in a home.
Small.
Rhonda
world.
left her house because she couldn't study.
They went to high school.
Right, right. And then, but Janice couldn't, your mama couldn't study because your sisters and your aunts and everybody, like they were all making noise and everything. So Janice was in, she had the same kind of problem. So Janice went and was in one of the homes, for girls and everything. And so they went to school together. And that's when Janice Rhonda went over there. And she told her, why don't you try for the police department? And that's when she tried. And she was doing it until she got messed up. And the first person she called was Janice. Janice got her out and everything. It just got to be a beautiful situation. That was what, if you meet a beautiful woman, she was one of the sweetest persons in the world. She didn't take no stuff though. And if she didn't like you, she let you know from the get-go.
Getting back to fatherhood.
That's what she was.
Back to fatherhood.
Oh,
It's been challenging. It's different from how the boys was when they was little to their teenage years, because again they can think for themselves a lot more. They're a little bit more self-efficient.
But Tim, excuse me for cutting you off. What about leading them in or steering them in a certain direction that you want them to go?
I try to lead by example.
And just let it go.
I try to lead by example by, like you said, how you did with, you try to set a plan and a philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
So, and every year I teach them a core value, one lesson at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time they're 18, they should be good to go.
Be prepared
They
to.
should be able to swim. They have they should have got all the tools to know how to swim and navigate in this world. Not only from me,
Excellent.
but from you, from Michael, from my father, from Nick, from Demetrius, from Nana, from Gina. You know what I'm saying? Because it take the whole village to raise one child.
sure is.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that they will grab some understandings from other people, like I did.
Mm-hmm. And the more positive examples you have to follow, the better.
Yes. So right now, I'm on the whole little generational wealth kick where I'm trying to grow and create things that will promote generational growth. the podcast, the t-shirt company, the painting, drywall that I do. This is all me. This is all me.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully they see that and they be like, yo, Mom Papa did everything that he could do.
Well, I hate to cut you off, Alan, but you know what? We have to go to the hospital to visit.
Yes.
And
It's
it's getting on.
okay. No problem.
We might have to cut this short.
No. We're actually 3 minutes over, so I can have the boys.
Oh, you wanted to cut it off at this time anyway?
We can right now.
Okay.
Get the program. Get the program. Get the program. Get the program. Get the program.
This is one of the nicest things you could have done. To get the men, the mothers, and the fathers like this. This is awesome.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna try my
I really
watch on
do.
to see if it needs a link.
More like it is.